90% of riders over 50 who quit adventure motorcycling do it for one reason. They can never get both feet flat on the ground. Not because they lack skill, because manufacturers keep building adventure bikes for 6-foot 25-year-olds and marketing them as universal. Towering seat heights, top heavy weight, and zero acknowledgement of aging hips and knees. Today, we revealed 12 adventure motorcycles that let you plant both feet flat at every single stop. Number 1 is one of the best-selling adventure bikes on the planet, and it has a factory setting that drops it lower than most cruisers. Almost nobody knows it exists. Let us get into it. Number 12, Kawasaki Versys 650. Let us start at the bottom of the list with a bike that the internet somehow forgot to talk about. The Kawasaki Versys 650 looks like an adventure bike, handles like a sport tourer, and costs less than a decent used car. The seat height sits at 33.1 inches on the standard configuration. Kawasaki also offers a factory ErgoFit reduced reach seat that brings it down to a very manageable 32.3 inches. Riders at 5 feet 6 inches can comfortably work that low seat configuration without any drama at intersections. It weighs 482 pounds wet, which is remarkably light for a bike that feels this substantial on the highway. You can pick one up new for somewhere between $8,900 and $10,000, and the used market has them sitting between $5,000 and $7,500. For what this machine delivers, that is almost embarrassing. The parallel twin engine is exceptionally smooth. The wind protection is genuinely good, and older riders consistently report that their backs and joints thank them after long road trips. Here's something the spec sheet does not tell you. The Versys sits you in a nearly upright position with wide handlebars that keep your wrists neutral for hours. Compared to the hunched, wrist-punishing ergonomics of a standard sport bike, this machine was clearly designed by someone who understood that riding should not feel like a punishment the following morning. The suspension is long travel enough to soak up potholes without sending shockwaves up your spine, and the ABS braking is confidence-inspiring in wet conditions. It is also worth noting that Kawasaki makes a Versys 1000, and the instinct for many riders is to go bigger. Resist that instinct. The 650 is lighter, more flickable in traffic, easier on fuel, and delivers more than sufficient power for real-world riding conditions. The 1000 is faster in a straight line on a closed course. The 650 is faster, more comfortable, and more confidence-inspiring everywhere else that actually matters, which is every road you will actually ride on. It is not going to win any awards for dramatic styling, but it will absolutely win the award for showing up reliably every single morning for the next 100,000 miles. The Versys is a brilliant starting point, but what if you wanted something with even more ground-hugging accessibility, legendary reliability, and a name that has been trusted for generations? Number 11. Suzuki V-Strom 650X. Hit that subscribe button right now before we go any further, because this next bike is the kind of hidden gem that deserves its own documentary. The Suzuki V-Strom 650X has been called, without exaggeration, the most reliable, unpretentious, and sensible mid-sized adventure bike ever built. Older riders say it like a compliment. They mean it as the highest praise. The standard seat comes in at 32.7 inches. Suzuki also offers a factory low-profile seat that drops it to a very approachable 31.9 inches. Riders as short as 5 feet 5 inches can flat-foot this machine with the low seat installed. It weighs 476 pounds wet and handles with a predictable, forgiving nature that builds confidence fast. New examples run around $9,600, and used ones are available between $5,500 and $7,500. That is extraordinary value for a bike with this track record. The V-twin engine is bulletproof. Riders have put 100,000 miles on these motors with basic oil changes and routine maintenance. The 90-degree V-twin configuration means the firing intervals are perfectly spaced, giving you a smooth, pulsing power delivery that never feels aggressive or unpredictable. On the highway, it is one of the most comfortable long-distance tourers in its class. Full stop. The XT variant specifically adds wire-spoked wheels, which look sharper and actually have a practical advantage. Spoked wheels can be repaired on the road in remote locations far more easily than cast wheels. That matters more than most people realize until they are standing in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire. But what if you wanted something with even more character? A low center of gravity and an engine layout that makes parking lot confidence feel completely natural. Number 10. Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. Now we are talking. The Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 is the bike that proves you do not need to spend a fortune to get something genuinely capable. The seat height comes in at 32.5 inches, and with the optional low seat, it drops further to a remarkably accessible 31.7 inches. Riders at 5 feet 5 inches can comfortably flat-foot this motorcycle without stretching or tiptoeing. It weighs just 452 pounds wet. That is shockingly light for a true off-roader with long travel suspension and a rugged utilitarian build. The low center of gravity makes walking it around feel almost effortless. New examples are priced between $5,900 and $6,200, making this one of the most affordable entries on the list. Used ones are available between $4,500 and $5,200. You're getting a lot of motorcycle for that money. The 452 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine produces manageable and forgiving power delivery that older riders consistently appreciate. Royal Enfield equipped it with a slip-and-assist clutch that dramatically reduces the lever effort required, which is a meaningful detail for riders who spend a lot of time in city traffic. It will happily cruise at highway speeds and handles real off-road conditions with genuine competence. One thing worth noting, Royal Enfield has dramatically improved their quality control and dealer network over the past several years. The old reputation for questionable reliability belongs to an older generation of their machines. The Himalayan 450 is a thoroughly modern motorcycle built to modern standards, with a modern warranty to back it up. The Himalayan delivers incredible value at a low price, but our next bike brings legendary Honda reliability and a clever engineering solution that solves one of the biggest frustrations in motorcycling today. Number 9. Honda Transalp XL750. Honda has a habit of building motorcycles that quietly outperform their price tag, and the Transalp XL750 is one of the finest examples of that tradition. The seat height is 33.7 inches on the standard setup. The factory low seat option brings it down to 32.7 inches. Riders at 5 feet 7 inches can flat-foot this machine with the low seat installed, and the whole setup feels natural rather than strained. It weighs 459 pounds wet, making it surprisingly agile at walking pace for a machine with a genuine 21-inch front wheel and real off-road credentials. Pick one up new for between $10,000 and $11,000. Used examples are sitting between $8,000 and $9,500. The parallel twin engine is smooth and reliable in the way that only Honda seems to deliver consistently. Honda engineered this motor with Unicam cylinder head technology, a design that reduces the number of moving parts inside the top end while maintaining performance. Fewer parts means fewer things to wear out. That translates directly into lower long-term maintenance costs and longer engine life. The fuel economy is also exceptional for the displacement, regularly returning over 60 miles per gallon in mixed riding conditions. For riders who use their adventure bike for daily commuting as well as weekend trips, that is a number that adds up significantly over a full riding season. One underappreciated detail is Honda's decision to use a steel frame on the Transalp rather than aluminum. Steel flexes slightly under load, which translates into a more forgiving, planted feel when the road surface deteriorates. It also carries a practical advantage that experienced long-distance riders understand immediately. A steel frame can be repaired roadside with basic welding equipment available almost anywhere in the world. An aluminum frame requires specialist facilities. If your adventures take you genuinely far from home, that distinction is not trivial. Riders who own the original Transalps from the 1980s are returning to this modern version and praising its lightweight, classic simplicity, and bulletproof dependability. The name carries genuine heritage, and Honda honored that heritage by building something worthy of it. The Transalp is brilliant, but our next motorcycle adds something the Transalp does not have. A name that commands respect at every stop, and a completely unique engine layout that makes every ride feel like an event. Number 8. Honda NC750X DCT. Here's a curveball for you. The Honda NC750X DCT is arguably the smartest motorcycle on this entire list, and it gets there by solving a problem that most manufacturers completely ignore. The seat height is a very low 31.5 inches. No factory low seat required. No modification necessary. Riders between 5 feet 4 and 5 feet 6 inches can easily flat-foot this motorcycle straight from the showroom floor. It weighs 472 pounds wet with an outstandingly low center of gravity that makes slow-speed maneuvering feel almost effortless. New examples are priced around $9,300. Used ones are available between $6,500 and $8,000. Now here's the part that makes this motorcycle genuinely special. The DCT stands for dual clutch transmission. There is no clutch lever. The bike shifts for you automatically, or you can shift manually with thumb buttons. For riders whose left hand has developed opinions about long clutch pulls, this is not just convenient, it is a revelation. For anyone managing arthritis, reduced grip strength, or recovering from a hand or wrist injury, the DCT transforms the entire riding experience from something effortful into something enjoyable. Honda also engineered a large internal storage compartment where the fuel tank usually sits. You can put your helmet, your groceries, and your ego in there. It is brilliantly practical. The DCT system also learns gradually. The longer you ride it, the more the transmission adapts to your individual riding style and preferences. It is not a crude automatic. It is a sophisticated system with multiple riding modes that give you meaningful control over how aggressively it shifts. The NC750X is a genius piece of engineering for daily use. But what if you wanted something with more off-road drama, retro Italian character, and shaft drive that eliminates chain maintenance forever? Number 7. Moto Guzzi V85 TT. The Moto Guzzi V85 TT is what happens when Italian engineers decide to build an adventure bike that looks like it belongs in a museum but performs like it belongs on a mountain pass. The seat height is 32.7 inches on the standard setup. A factory low seat option drops it further to 31.9 inches. Riders at 5 feet 6 inches can comfortably reach the ground with a low seat, and the wide low-slung transverse V-twin makes walking it around feel remarkably manageable. It weighs 507 pounds wet and delivers relaxed, character-filled ergonomics that older riders consistently rave about. New examples are priced between $12,000 and $13,500. Used ones are available between $9,000 and $11,000. The transverse V-twin engine layout is unique in this segment. The cylinders stick out horizontally to the left and right of the frame, which gives the engine excellent natural air cooling and creates the kind of torquey, low-revving character that makes city riding feel effortless. You're not chasing a power band. The torque is simply there whenever you need it, from almost any RPM. The shaft drive means you will never touch a chain. No cleaning, no adjusting, no snapping at highway speed. The Mandello del Lario factory has been perfecting shaft-driven motorcycles since before most of your riding boots were manufactured, and that experience shows in how refined and seamless the power delivery feels. There is also a physics benefit to the transverse V-twin layout that nobody talks about enough. Because the crankshaft spins perpendicular to the direction of travel, it generates a mild gyroscopic force that actively stabilizes the motorcycle at low speeds. This is not a marketing claim. It is a measurable physical phenomenon, and it explains in concrete terms why the V85 TT feels so planted and easy to walk around despite its 507-pound wet weight. The engine is literally helping you balance the motorcycle. Combined with the classic retro styling and genuine capability on gravel and fire roads, this is what enthusiasts have started calling the gentleman's ADV. That is a specific type of compliment that only gets given to machines that truly earn it. It is gorgeous, characterful, and wonderfully Italian. But our next motorcycle comes from Milwaukee by way of the adventure world, and it will absolutely surprise you with how capable it is when the pavement ends. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special. Now, a Harley on an adventure bike list. Before you scroll away, stay with us. The Pan America 1250 Special is not the Harley you are thinking of. It is something completely different. The seat height is between 33.5 and 34.5 inches. However, the Pan America 1250 Special comes standard with adaptive ride height. At a stop, the suspension automatically drops the bike by 1 to 2 inches, bringing the seat height to a manageable range that riders at 5 feet 6 inches can flat foot comfortably. It rises back up the moment you start moving. It weighs 569 pounds wet, which is admittedly on the heavier side. But the low center of gravity from the V-twin layout makes it feel significantly lighter once rolling, and the semi-active suspension handles the management for you. New examples are priced between $17,000 and $20,000. Used ones are available between $13,000 and $15,500. The Revolution Max 1,250 cubic centimeters V-twin is an engine that Harley-Davidson developed entirely from scratch specifically for this motorcycle. It produces massive torque across a wide RPM range, and the liquid cooling means it handles sustained highway speeds and hot weather without the heat soak issues that air-cooled Harleys are known for. The 6-axis IMU gives you cornering ABS, traction control that actually works off-road, and multiple ride modes that genuinely change how the bike behaves in different conditions. This is not badge engineering. This is Harley taking the adventure segment seriously and delivering a machine that backs up the ambition. Leave a comment below right now telling us which bike on this list you would actually buy. We read every single one. The Pan America is impressive, but our next motorcycle comes from a company that has been obsessed with perfecting the adventure touring formula longer than almost anyone else on Earth. Number 5. Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro. When Triumph builds something, they tend to build it properly. The Tiger 900 GT Pro is proof of that philosophy. The seat height is adjustable between 32.3 and 33.1 inches via factory settings, and lowering kits can bring it down further still. Riders at 5 feet 6 inches can flat foot this motorcycle with a low seat setting. It weighs 436 pounds DRI and 483 pounds wet. The highly centralized mass makes it remarkably manageable at a standstill. New examples are priced between $15,000 and $17,000. Used ones are available between $12,000 and $14,500. The 888cc triple-cylinder engine is the defining feature of this motorcycle. Triumph has been refining this engine configuration for over 2 decades, and the result is a power plant that simultaneously delivers aggressive V-twin, like tire traction in the dirt, while retaining a fast revving triple top end. This is the best of both worlds combined into a single engine that never feels coarse or stressed. Cornering ABS, switchable traction control, and multiple riding modes are all standard equipment on the GT Pro. The electronics package is sophisticated without being complicated, meaning you can configure it intuitively without needing to read a 400-page manual before your morning ride. Older riders consistently describe the seat as incredibly plush and the all-day comfort as superb. Triumph designed this saddle with input from long-distance touring riders specifically, and the hours you can put in before needing a break are genuinely impressive. Triumph nailed the sweet spot between road comfort and genuine capability, but our next motorcycle takes a completely different approach, one where German engineering obsession solved the single most frustrating thing about riding big adventure bikes at a stop. Number 4. KTM 390 Adventure. This one is going to shock you. The KTM 390 Adventure is the smallest displacement bike on this list, and it earns its place by doing something none of the others can match. The standard model seat height is 32.5 inches. The R variant goes higher at 34.2 inches, but the standard and X models are excellent for riders at 5 feet 6 inches. In terms of sheer accessibility to the ground, this machine is outstanding. Here's the number that matters most. It is the fact that the standard model weighs 379 pounds wet. That is genuinely light. If you drop it, and everyone does eventually, you can pick it up without needing a team of paramedics. For riders over 50 who understand that dropped bikes are a part of life, this is not a minor feature. It is a major practical advantage. New examples are priced between $6,200 and $7,500, with used ones available between $4,500 and $5,500. That is a remarkable entry point. The WP Apex suspension front and rear is genuinely capable off-road and delivers real long travel performance that most bikes at this price point simply cannot match. The off-road ABS modes are switchable, meaning you can turn off rear ABS for loose surfaces where you want the rear wheel to slide slightly for control control. That is a feature typically found on bikes costing twice as much. The technology package also punches well above its price point. The 390 adventure ships with a fully colored TFT display that pairs with the KTM My Ride app via Bluetooth. Turn-by-turn navigation appears directly on the instrument cluster without requiring a separate phone mount or aftermarket GPS unit. For riders doing solo long-distance trips, having clear navigation instructions visible on the dash without ever reaching for a phone is not just convenient, it is a genuine safety upgrade. You keep your eyes on the road and your attention where it belongs, which is ahead of you, not fumbling with a handlebar-mounted smartphone at 70 miles per hour. The single-cylinder 373 cubic centimeter engine is honest and linear in its power delivery. It does not surprise you. It does not overwhelm you. It responds predictably to throttle inputs, which is exactly the kind of character that builds genuine riding confidence over time. Riders over 50 love being able to take this bike anywhere without straining their back in the parking lot. The KTM is ferociously capable for its size. But what if you wanted all of that capability and a parallel twin engine so smooth it feels like it was engineered by people who were personally offended by vibration? Number 3. Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. The Suzuki V-Strom 800DE is the serious off-road sibling of the 650X TT, and it delivers on every promise its aggressive styling makes. The seat height is 33.7 inches on the standard setup. A low seat accessory drops it to 32.8 inches. Riders around 5 feet 8 inches can comfortably get 1 foot firmly planted on the ground, and the wide leverage-heavy handlebars make slow-speed control feel natural and confident. It weighs 510 pounds wet. At walking pace, it feels remarkably well-balanced, and the ergonomics give you enormous mechanical advantage when maneuvering at low speeds. New examples are priced between $11,600 and $12,000. Used ones are available between $9,500 and $10,500. The 807cc parallel twin is glass smooth. That is not marketing language. Riders over 50 consistently report it as the single most butter-smooth engine in its class. Suzuki achieved this through a 270-degree firing order, which gives you a slightly uneven firing pulse that perfectly mimics the feel of a V-twin without the physical bulk. It is characterful and refined at the same time. The suspension is plush and forgiving. The windscreen does an excellent job eliminating buffeting, and the overall package delivers confidence-inspiring slow-speed balance that makes every ride more enjoyable. The genuine 21-inch front wheel paired with knobby tires means this machine can handle real trail riding, not just gravel fire roads. It is a legitimate dual sport machine wearing adventure bike clothing. The V-Strom 800DE is spectacularly capable, but our second-place motorcycle comes from a company that has been engineering the gold standard of adventure touring for decades, and it adds a technical feature that completely redefines what controlled braking feels like. Number 2. BMW R1300GS. Smash that like button right now. It costs you nothing, and it helps us keep making content exactly like this. The BMW R1300GS is the benchmark. Every other adventure motorcycle on this list is measured against this machine, and most of them fall short. The seat height is 33.5 inches standard. However, the R1300GS features optional adaptive ride height control that automatically drops the seat to 32.3 inches at a complete stop. It rises back up the moment you begin moving. Riders at 5 feet 6 inches can flat foot this machine when stopped on a motorcycle that was otherwise considered too tall for shorter riders. That is engineering solving a real problem. It weighs 523 pounds curb weight, and the telelever front suspension eliminates dive under heavy braking so completely that walking it around feels far more manageable than the weight suggests. New examples are priced between $19,000 and $23,500. Used ones are available from $17,500 upward. The new 1,300cc Boxer Twin produces 145 horsepower and 110 pound-feet of torque. Those are hyperbike numbers in a touring chassis. BMW also equipped the R1300GS with a 6-axis IMU that enables cornering ABS, dynamic traction control, and hill start control that prevents rollback on steep inclines. For riders who have ever experienced the nerve-wracking moment of a loaded touring bike beginning to roll backward on a hill, that last feature alone is worth serious consideration. BMW also offers Shift Assistant Pro on the R1300 NC750X, their quick shifter system that enables clutchless upshifts and downshifts at virtually any RPM without touching the clutch lever. Combined with the adaptive ride height and the available automated shift assistant package, this motorcycle can be ridden through an entire day of mixed city and highway conditions with almost no clutch lever input required under normal circumstances. For riders managing hand fatigue, arthritis, or reduced grip strength over long distances, the cumulative effect of these features does something important. It transforms the RS 1300GS from an impressive but demanding flagship motorcycle into a machine that actively works with your body rather than against it. Older riders consistently call this bike's adaptive height control a game changer, praising the combination of big bike comfort and dramatically reduced intimidation factor at intersections. It handles off-road with genuine competence, and the Enduro package takes it even further. The R1300GS is extraordinary, but our #1 motorcycle does something different. It takes the legendary BMW GS philosophy, strips it back to the essentials, and delivers a machine so agile and so accessible that it might be the perfect adventure bike for riders who want all of the capability without any of the weight. Number 1, BMW F900GS. The BMW F900GS is the bike that wins this list, and it does so by being ruthlessly focused on what actually matters. The seat height is 34.3 inches on the standard setup. BMW offers a factory lowering kit option that brings it down to 32.1 inches. Riders with a 30-inch or greater inseam can flat foot the lowered version without any stress at red lights. For riders over 50 who have been avoiding tall adventure bikes for years, this is the machine that changes the conversation. It weighs 482 pounds wet. Thanks to a plastic fuel tank and a comprehensively revised rear section, it is incredibly lightweight and easy to manage at walking pace. The difference between this and the older F85OGS is immediately noticeable, and riders over 50 who have made the switch cannot stop talking about the agile trail manners and the confidence it builds. New examples are priced between $14,400 and $17,700. Used ones are available between $11,000 and $13,500. For what this machine delivers, that represents outstanding value. The 895cc parallel twin produces 105 horsepower, which is more than adequate for everything from technical trail riding to sustained highway cruising. BMW equipped it with 3 riding modes, including an off-road specific mode that deliberately allows more rear-wheel slip than the street setting, giving you the controlled, loose surface handling that experienced off-road riders prefer. The genuine 21-inch front wheel means this is a 100% credible off-road machine, not an adventure-styled road bike with chunky tires. A real off-roader that also provides surprisingly good wind protection on the highway. The parallel twin is reliable. The power delivery is confidence-inspiring, and riders over 50 are consistently choosing this machine because it fits. That is the answer that matters most. Not the horsepower number, not the electronic package. The question of whether the bike fits your body and your life. And for a huge number of riders over 50, the BMW F900GS fits better than almost anything else on the market today. 12 adventure motorcycles. 12 machines with seat heights that respect the ground rather than ignore it. Every single one on this list proves that you do not have to choose between capability and accessibility. You can have both. Whether you are returning to riding after years away, transitioning from a cruiser, or simply done with motorcycles that require a running leap to mount, these 12 bikes were built with you in mind. The adventure does not have to shrink because the seat height does. Continue the ride and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. See you on the road, vroom vroom.